Hello everyone, welcome back to our math class. In this one, we are going to continue our conversation about converting different ways to represent a function. So in this topic, we're going to focus on the linear function. As you can see in previous video, we talked about we use table and equation to convert from one way to another. And in this video, we are going to talk about the graph. So the first question we ask ourselves is, how do we graph a function? How do we create a graph for this? An example is negative 2x plus 3. Multiple ways to do that. So I'm going to show you both ways, and you can definitely choose whatever way you like, okay? So the first way, since we have equation here, and we can just easily to create a table. For that, we can just choose a different value for x, and then once we have value, we can just easily plug in the value into the table. For example, I choose negative 1, 0, 1. When it's negative 1, I just plug into the equation the negative 1 times negative 2 plus 3, which is 5. And for 0, which is 3. For 1, this is 1. Okay, so for this value, this is going to be our ordered pair. This will be our coordinates, and we can just plug into this and to get the answer. And that's basically how do we graph this. However, there's another way. So this is one way. Another way is I can just use the slope and y-intercept. How do we graph? So since slope is negative 2, which in other words, I can convert it as negative 2 over 1, because this is going to be representing rise over wrong. Okay, and this is y-intercept, so this is what I'm going to start. I start with y equal to 3 here, which is y-intercept, and just figure out how do we go rise and wrong. So this is negative 2, so it's actually go down. So let's use different color, it's easy for you to see. So 1, 2, this is go down, and the rise is wrong, net positive, so I go to the right. So next point is this one. Okay, next I just continue this pattern, go down 2, then go right 1, then my next point is this. I just continue doing this. Go down 2 and go down. Go to the right is 1, and that's it. And if you want to go up, we just choose a different way. So it's go up. Then if you follow the same trend, then it's going to go to the left, because remember the slope is negative. So that's why you need to make sure the right or wrong go to the opposite direction. So now I just need to graph. So I can just easily connect them. It's not good, so let's just graph this. So I can just easily connect them to get a graph. I mean, you have a ruler to make it a straight one. I just put an arrow here. So this is how do we graph this. As you can see, if you check the point, you will see that when x equals negative 1, which is 5, this is exactly the point we have here. So really it doesn't matter which way you use it, but this is how we graph. Okay, we make sure we plot the points first. Oh, sorry for the handwriting. We plot the points here and then we connect them. But how do we plot the points? Multiple ways to do that. You can either use a table or just use slope and the intercept to figure it out. Okay, last example here. We are going to check the graph and we are going to figure out the equation. Oh, sorry. So we are going to create an equation for this function. So how do we do that? As we know, equation is always mx plus b. That's a very common way we use it, right? So in order to do that, we are going to figure out two values. One is slope, and the other one is y-intercept. But as you can see, y-intercept is actually very easy to get from the graph, because this is where the graph touch the y-axis, which is this location. So y-intercept is 5. This is very straightforward, right? So we know the function will be mx plus 5. So next, we just need to figure out the slope. Again, multiple ways to figure out the slope. Some students prefer to use slope formula, which is y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. All we need to do, choose 2 points, plug into the formula here, we find the slope. Another way is we can just use rise over wrong. Rise over wrong here, I just choose 2 points. For example, I choose this 2 point where I can see the coordinates very clearly, and then I just count. How do I go from one to another? So to get from this point to another, I will go down oh sorry, when I will go down 2 spaces, go down, since it's going down, so it's -2. And then I go to the right, 1, 2, 3. As you can see here, I go to the right, so it's going to be +3. So this ratio tells us it's -2/3. I can just easily write down negative in the front, -2/3. So that's it. That's our slope. And slope is -2/3x plus 5. And that's it. That's our final equation. Also, some students might say, what if I want to go up, go to the other side? You can do that too. Let me use a different color. So for example, I want to choose this 2 point. Then I can just go up 1, 2. But this time I'm going to go to the left. 1, 2, 3. So it's -3. So if we find the ratio, it's going to be 2/-3. Again, they are equivalent as -2/3. It is exactly the same. And also, if you observe graph from the left to right is going down, so that's why the slope is always negative. This is another way to quickly check if you get right slope. Okay, so this is it. This is how we convert from one way to another. It's all equivalent way, but different way we can get definitely different information from each representation. So I just want to use this, this videos to help you to understand this topic. I hope this video is helpful. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon, everyone. Take care.